Leap of faith, yes, but only after reflection. The tyrant dies and his rule is over. The martyr dies and his rule begins. Take away the paradox from the thinker and you have a professor. If you want to be loathsome to God, just run with the heart. I would rather be a swineherd understood by the swine than a poet misunderstood by men. Life has its own hidden forces, which you can only discover by living. Happiness is the greatest hiding place for despair. It is impossible to exist without passion. Sleeping is the height of genius. Cultivate the will. This is the armor that preserves the mind. Life has become a bitter drink to me, and yet it must be taken in drops, counted one by one. Life can only be understood backwards, but it must be lived forwards. Anxiety is the dizziness of freedom. The most common form of despair is not being who you were. The most painful state of being is remembering the future, particularly the one you will never have. Once you label me, you negate me. People demand freedom of speech as a compensation for the freedom of thought which they seldom use. Face the facts of being what you were, for that is what changes what you were. It is so hard to believe because it is so hard to obey. Boredom is the root of all evil, the despairing refusal to be oneself. The self-assured believer is a greater sinner in the eyes of God than the troubled disbeliever. Why bother remembering a past that cannot be made into a present? On the secretly blushing cheek is reflected the glow of the heart. It is very important in life to know when your cue comes. My sorrow is my castle. A no doesn't hide anything, but a yes very easily becomes a deception. Once you are born in this world, you are old enough to die. Hope is a passion for the possible. Therefore, don't deceive yourself. Of all deceivers, fear most yourself. Knowledge is a wealth that cannot be stolen. My standpoint is armed neutrality. The only intelligent tactical response to life's horror is to laugh defiantly at it. To be lost in spiritlessness is the most terrible thing of all. What is youth? A dream. What is love? The dream's content. It's better to get lost in the passion than to lose the passion. People understand me so poorly that they don't even understand my complaint about them so understanding me. Far from idleness being of the root of all evil, it is rather the only true good. Faithful settle for a level of despair. They can tolerate and call it happiness. To dare to lose one's footing momentarily, not to dare is to lose oneself. For it is not what happens to me that makes me great, but it is what I do. Faith is the highest fashion in a man. You become what you understand. Life is not a problem to be solved, but a reality to be experienced. Be that self that one is. Faith begins precisely where thinking lifts up. I opened my eyes and saw the real world, and I began to laugh, and I haven't stopped since. What distinguishes all love from lust is the fact that it bears an impression of eternity. The best response to criticism is to smile and forget. The highest, after all, is not to be comprehend the highest, but to do it. If you don't have many friends, that means you have a lot of life experience. Nothing ventured, nothing gained. To be human is not a fact, but a task. We hope for your support in the form of likes, comments, and share the video. Thank you for watching.